Hi guys, it's me again. So yesterday on my show, I spoke to a guy who runs a tax consulting company, and we talked about the importance of having a tax practitioner basically. And as I said there listening to him, I remembered one experience that I had in the beginning of this year. I got a rude awakening. SARS sent me a message. They actually had sent me a message before, I think around about early January. And it said something about me owing. And because I knew for a fact that I had submitted my tax returns, I never really paid attention to that SMS. Then the SMS came again, and this time it came with my tax number and a figure of, I think 68,000 Rand, right? So obviously what happens is that panic sets in because I'm like, what? I owe 68,000 Rand? Njani, how? Because I had been working obviously full time, and I assumed that the companies that I was working for were paying for my, my taxes. Because when I did my returns, I obviously saw my RP5s from the 3 different companies I was working for. Okay, fine, sharp, not a problem. So what happens is I eventually pick up the phone to call SARS to say, okay, what's actually happening? How is it possible that I'm owing you guys so much money whereas my taxes have been paid? I even remember sending emails to my ex-bosses to say, have you guys been paying tax? What's happening here? And obviously because they didn't really like me much for leaving their company, they didn't respond, but that's a story for another day. So the very nice gentleman from SARS said to me, you know what, here's what your actual problem is. If you happen to work for more than one employer, right? Usually also happens with people who are freelancing, right? So if you happen to work for more than one employer, what each employer does is that each employer will look at the salary that they pay you, and they will pay you the tax amount according to that salary and according to the tax bracket in which you fall in. Talking about tax brackets, remember what happened on Twitter just the other day? Y'all better know your tax brackets before you start trolling people on social media, okay? Anyway, I'm digressing. So, each single employer will pay you according to the salary they pay you and the tax bracket in which you fall in when they look at your annual amount of money that they pay you, right? Your annual package. So, which then means that each and every single one of my companies was paying the right amount of tax according to my salary and according to the tax bracket. But how SARS evaluates and assesses you is that they don't look at each individual employer or each individual salary. They look at your holistic income. So they take all your IRP5s and put them together and figure out what is the tax obligation that you're actually supposed to be paying every single year. So basically, if let's say one employer pays you 10,000 Rand, the other one pays you another 10,000 Rand, and your third one pays you 20,000 Rand, SARS looks at all 3 of them and says, okay, right, Nicolette, you are earning 40,000 Rand. And at 40,000 Rand, this is the amount of tax that you're supposed to be paying. My gosh, was that a nightmare for me? Because it ended up meaning that I was paying my employers were paying very little tax for the amount of money that I was earning from all 3 employers. It was just a stress. And it made me realize yesterday when I was listening to the tax practitioner, and he's talking about how, as a company, they really are out there to help people with their taxes, to get people to understand, to go out to SARS if there is a problem, fight for the person, if there's an issue, help you basically, if there's anything that's coming up that you are not understanding, or there's a dispute, or you need to do a request for correction. And yes, granted, you can do this yourself on e-filing, but sometimes we don't understand. I mean, like the other day, I was doing my company taxes, and all of a sudden, I get this thing that says they need me to submit an IT 14 SD or something like that. And I have no idea what it is. So I've had to now Google this thing. What is it understanding? And basically it means that I'm being audited. Whatever. My company's getting audited. I've got no stress. I can submit my financials because I prepared financials. So really, really important, guys. I sat with the guys from Nota Consulting. Check them out on Facebook. They really explain the benefits of having a tax practitioner. I'm a very reluctant person in terms of getting these kind of things because I always feel like somebody's trying to scam me. Like all the time. I feel like if I'm gonna have to pay you, imagine paying somebody who's going to scam you again and take the little bit of money that you are making. So I'm always very wary, but also I'm very wary of doing things or allowing somebody else to do something for me that I do not understand, because then I can't explain it. So I always take the time to read up on things and get understanding And let me tell you, the amazing thing about the internet is that it makes your life so much easier. As a matter of fact, there is a guide, a step-by-step guide that was put together by SARS to assist you in compiling your tax returns and doing your tax returns. So the big ups to SARS for that. But I do think that there's a little bit of education that SARS needs to do. But up until then, SARS is not going to stop collecting revenue. They're not going to stop collecting taxes. So up until SARS does put out a campaign where they're going to be aggressively educating us on how tax matters work, whether it be on a personal level or on a business level, because it's got levels, this thing. Even on a personal level, it's got levels, tax brackets, what is it that you're deducting, what are your tax deductibles, now you got to prove medical age, you got to prove petrol, you got to prove kilometers. It's a lot, mate. So sometimes it is really worth it that you do get yourself a tax practitioner who can really assist you in those kind of things. Also, corporate tax. Nobody really, has a full understanding of corporate tax. I was reading the other day that there are companies, real estate companies or property management companies that are getting huge tax incentives, from just owning more than 5 properties. And I'm like, I want that. Why don't I know about that? But these are the kind of things that we should be looking into, especially if you're going to be doing any type of investment. It's always advisable to try and find an investment that is, tax efficient. The one investment where you're not going to be paying a lot of tax. Also, again, I asked this guy yesterday about people who are freelancers or people who are running companies or they're doing freelance work or consulting type of work. They don't really have one employer. They've got a bunch of clients. How do they do their taxes? Should they register as a business or should they be doing it as on a personal capacity? And he said, really it depends on, the tax bracket. What is the most tax efficient thing for you to do? So go out there, find yourself a tax practitioner if you don't understand. But if you do understand, you know what I mean? Share the information. Let's educate each other. I think that's the most important thing about this journey that I'm on, is that let's educate people. Let's get everybody on the same page, understanding how to be tax efficient, how to understand financial literacy and business literacy, because these things are really important. So if you don't want to find yourself owing such a lot of money, make sure that if you are being employed by more than one employee, make sure that they're paying the right taxes. Set aside some money because you're probably going to end up owing SARS. And if you do have a business, guys, please file your business tax returns. It is absolutely important. And I know that with most businesses, what they do is they allocate a certain amount of money according to the monthly revenue that they get, and that's how they do their taxes every single month. And by the time the year end comes, they've already done half of the year already. They're not too stressed. Some of us wait until SARS says, hey, by the way, you need to do your tax returns. And I'm like, oh shit, because I still need to do that. So really it's important because it will count against you. And remember that CIPC works hand in hand with SARS. So when you submit annual returns on CIPC, remember that SARS can go and ask them, how much did this person declare to you guys? Because they're not declaring that amount to us at SARS. So really the most important thing is don't try and evade tax. It's really not worth it. But if you are a tax-paying citizen and you are really a law-abiding citizen, still make sure that your things are correct and things are in order, because human error, it can be your tax practitioner making a mistake, it can be yourself making a mistake, it can be SARS making a mistake. Always check if your things are correct. And if you are that type of person who thought you were tax exempted from paying tax, just go and check it out. Just go visit a tax office. Register for e-filing and find out what is actually happening under your name, because remember that your SARS, your tax payments and everything is allocated to your ID number, and that is part of your profile as a person. So really, really important. That is my lesson for today. Have a lovely Tuesday evening. Bye.